set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This Boston crowd ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Celtics. And they're starting off the season playing Philadelphia here. Last year was a lopsided affair as they were...
It is. I mean, there are all different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
Last season, the first season of action for Nerlens Noel, officially a rookie after sitting out the 2014 season. He looked good, and he got better as the season was going on.
A great point. I think that year off really helped him grow as a player. Coming into the draft when he came out, he was a guy who I thought had one of the most unbelievable motors I had ever seen. And you know what? Everything he was hyped up to be, he lived up to on the defensive end.
Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Well, with Nerlens Noel coming out, we knew he'd be a plus shot blocker. He set the Kentucky single-game record with 12 in a game shot blocks. He also knew he had the chance to be a great rebounder, but we definitely knew he needed help with his shot, and that will continue on into next year.
Yeah, you know, he spent the year rehabbing that knee, but also spent that year correcting his shooting form. And we're not talking about just a tweak when it comes to shooting the basketball.
These teams were last season's best passers, the squads with the most assists in the NBA. In fourth, the Celtics.
Just a gifted passing team. They play the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish and fluid offensively.
Shoots from the elbow. Offensive rebound, Olynyk. And Turner kicks to O'Brien. The dish to Smart. Freak sets a screen for Smart. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And, you know, going back to Nerlens Noel's shooting, the improvements to his form look really good. Even better is that he hit 60% from the line as a rookie. That may not sound like a great start, but at this stage of his development, that's great progress.
Grant kicks to Cannon. To the paint. There's Noel, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. Here's Sampson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
You know, one caution I have about Noel's improved shooting, you don't want him to fall in love with jumpers. He did shoot only 46% from the field last year. Conversely, DeAndre Jordan shot 71% because he dunked everything and kept his head under the rim. It's a fine line between improving your game and playing within your limitations.
Here's Cannon. Passes to Embiid, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Embiid's got 6.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded closer. Picked by Lee. O'Brien dishes to Lee. Shot clock at 5. Shot's good by Turner.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to talk with Brett Brown for a moment. He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Thank you, Doris. The 76ers trail. Cannon kicks to Sampson. 76ers moving the ball around. And here is Grant. Embiid, the pass to Noel. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. It's going to be on David Lee. Philadelphia started to create a little bit of an identity last season. After all their transactions, Clark, and shifting around, they settled down and came together.
Yeah, and I tell you, it looks like the identity will be the Sixers being a defensive team going forward. Offense as it fits and starts, but defensively they found some traction.
Amir Johnson's checked in for the Celtics. Smart dishes to Johnson. Baseline J on the way. The shot by Turner no good.
They've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass today.
Yeah, and it's already got them a +5 margin in the rebound column.
And Noel kicks to Grant. To the wing on the left. 6 on the shot clock. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Cannon. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
As you said, the 76ers will be a team built on defense going forward. At least that's what it seems like to me. They have very active hands and can bother a lot of shots. They also force a ton of turnovers as well.
There's a good screen. Smart, wide open. He fires. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Cannon, Olynyk with the steal. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And Smart the bucket on the assist by Freak. O'Brien's got 3 assists in the game. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Philadelphia, they have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And those aren't the kind of numbers they can afford to repeat throughout this season.
Johnson the screen. Pass to Olynyk. And another basket for Boston.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Celtics out in front. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about...
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies, do you?
You really don't, Kevin. I mean, I really like his approach to...
So Boston ends up going with a new group, and Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Nerlens Noel checks in for Landry. Grant comes in for Robert Covington. Jakar Sampson's checked in for Hollis Thompson. And it's Cannon in for Roten. And so, in the game for the 76ers, Grant at small forward with Noel at the 4. Then there's Okafor. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. And it's Sampson in at the shooting guard. Out to Turner. Feeds to Olynyk. Knocked loose. Stolen by Grant. And now Philadelphia on the break. Grant leading the charge. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game. How it's been going for the 76ers.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, adding on to that, they've done a great job of challenging and changing shots in this first half, and they've gotten some blocks as well.
And it's Turner off the drive. Excellent D there from Okafor.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
There's a screen by Noel. Clock at 6. Grant outside. Fires for 3. And Okafor slams it in.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And Boston with the rebound. Sullinger's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And for Sullinger last season, further indication, Clark, that he needs to keep working on his conditioning.
And that was a concern coming into the league with Jared, is just how committed would he be to working on his body all the time and maintaining the level of conditioning that he needs. And injuries have been a part of that not being the case, but when he's out there, he's capable.
Now here's Freak. He's guarded closely. Pass to Olynyk. Turner gets the screen from O'Brien.
Oh, man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation.
So as we conclude the Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount. Celtics shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. O'Brien, he's in at the point. Jones is out there with Jerebko. Then there's Smart, and it's Sullinger in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the Boston 5. 5 on the clock. Smart kicks to Sullinger. Goes up on the wing, and he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. Strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. He can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor.
Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Nick Stauskas comes in for Thompson. Good.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Now here's Roten. He's guarded by O'Brien. Roten, the pass to Stauskas. Sullinger with the rebound. Sullinger's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Out to the right wing. Jerebko dishes to Freak. Sullinger with a screen for Freak. Off the pick. Sullinger, no good.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
Now the pass to Grant. Okafor kicks to Roten. Shot from free throw range. The rebound by the Celtics. They'll be playing host to Toronto for the next one. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. And that's the very first basket right there, folks, of what is hopefully a very long and a very prosperous career from O'Brien.
Yeah, and he can relax a little bit now. That first one is in the books. It won't be the biggest bucket he makes in his life, but, man, it may be the most memorable.
I think you may be right about that. No matter how many thousands of them he winds up with, he'll never forget that first one.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Well, with Free Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
Jakar Sampson's checked in for the 76ers. Jackson comes in for Roten.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
Sullinger the screen. O'Brien kicks to Sullinger. The shot no good. Now the 76ers take it the other way.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And now we'll get a perspective here. So it's the 76ers taking the win in a close game. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the back.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now
he definitely put in the work down low. Used his size and his footwork. Got some big-time buckets, high percent.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the